Hey everyone, I'm here to do my review on Monday Night Raw from last night. And I have to say it was an okay Raw. I mean, Sergeant Slaughter, being the guest host, and, I love basically how they kind of played around with him being an American character, and, the fact that he was in Canada and he was just joke making. Basically, what he did, storyline-wise, obviously for his character, is he made the American fan, not the American, but the Canadian fans there look like fools by always saying things, by always doing things, like saying he's going to salute the Canadian flag and then puts a no sign in front of it and then puts the American flag. And then he comes out and says he's going to have, Celine Dion sing the national anthem for Canada. And instead we have Jillian coming out singing one of the themes and anthems for the USA. And then the last thing he did was, and this was just and this is always so typical when they're there. He says he's going to bring out the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And he says, I think, his name. And his music plays, and you all know what I'm talking about. But then all of a sudden it switches into half-house music, and out comes that. So I have to say it was probably one of the, as far as guest hosts go, and you go with WWE legends or Hall of Famers or whatever, I have to say that Sergeant Slaughter was probably one of the funniest ones they've had. Maybe not the best, but one of the funniest. I will give him that. Now, a lot of things came out of this that I like. First of all, I like the fact that Gail Kim is finally getting a bit of a push. She's the #1 contender. And for the Divas title. I don't know how they're going to do this, if they're going to turn her heel, or what's going to happen. We're going to find out soon. It was good to see Eugene back, even if he's only made one appearance on Raw. He's probably going to end up on another brand. And, of course, they used the typical, other superstar behind the mask of a new superstar kind of thing. When they had The Miz basically pretend to be this Calgary kid so he can get back on Raw by winning the contract, which he did. Overall, it was pretty good Raw. I mean, in the Shawn Michaels Triple H, scenario there was just hilarious at times, and typical DX segment there, and. And the part that cracked me up is towards the end, before he finally walks off with her and get ready for SummerSlam and probably come back next week as DX. I love how he not only kicks his boss, Shawn kicks his his boss right in the face, but that brat girl that girl they had playing the brat, if you will, the spoiled brat that says, "Oh, my father can fire all of you. You don't know who my father is. He's powerful. He's the vice president," kind of deal. I love how at the end he just goes right up to her, gets in her face, doesn't say a thing, stands straight back up, looks like he's about to walk off, and then all of a sudden he does, boom, super kicks her. Oh, I love it. Now, of course, he didn't really super kick the girl, but. This is hilarious, and that's why I think bringing DX back, even if it's for a short time for this legacy Randy Orton deal, is a good idea. But just hilarious, made me crack up. I even rewatched it today. It was so funny. But overall, it was a good Raw. The main event was alright. I mean, I like how they kind of played Jericho up as a face, a Canadian baby face, until he's having a discussion, with the Big Show, who's, which they're both not aware until Big Show notices that the camera's still rolling, and Jericho's basically insulting Calgary and saying he's actually an American and all that. And it's just, it's just funny, right there. But the match was pretty good, and, I like how it sets up, I like how it kind of sets up more of the tension between Randy and John, and then all of a sudden we get a match set up for next week that has John Cena teaming with Randy against Show and Jericho. And what kind of got me was the fact that Randy and Cena, they teamed up one time, and that was on that last year, and that was at the whole Raw roster against them, which was before WrestleMania, and that was the only other time they teamed. But overall, you know, the last time, you know, it's like they've teamed before, and I think they did team before in Ohio Valley Wrestling, but it's almost like they know exactly how to work together, even if they don't like each other. But overall, it was a good Raw. I give it probably a 7.5 out of 10. So pretty good Raw. You know, not up there yet. We'll have to see what Freddie Prinze Jr. has in store this upcoming Monday, and see what happens there. But overall, it was a good Raw. Good to see Eugene back finally on television. You know, some people don't like his character, some people do, but overall, it was good to see him back. It was good to see HBK back and basically DX back. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be, you know, interesting to see what happens. But overall, that's all I can say for my Raw review. You got any comments? Just let me know, and I'll talk to you all later.